What's up, people? Basically, I'm gonna give my own reaction to this whole post game, you know, that Tom Thibodeau just gave about the team and talking about how people always talk trash about the team on social media, and a lot of people don't watch the full game before they have an opinion, and everybody wants to talk. Stop right there. Stop, 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 stop. First of all, people like me, there's plenty of people like me watch every game, win or lose, every night, 2.5 hours a night, and we watch the post game show, and then we watch everything, every little bit and piece of news, which isn't even a lot like it used to be, and read it, analyze it, and the truth is, sometimes the answer is actually more obvious than you want it to. He doesn't want to admit what the obvious here is that he was wrong. You know, he was wrong. Tom Thibodeau was wrong. He was wrong about the whole vet idea. He was wrong about Kemba Walker. He was wrong about Obi. He was wrong about Deuce. You know what I'm saying? He was even wrong about Randall in the sense of letting Randall play more than he should. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. I don't understand. It's really strange that you come out talking like this, acting like this was what you wanted to do. This is not what you wanted to do. This is what you had to do. And right now it's these young guys that are really saving his job. Young guys are saving his job. And I think it's very strange for him to come out and say these things because if you really think about it, we're at the end of the season here, and now we're seeing breakout games from Obi, Grimes, Deuce. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, this could have been happening a long time ago, but he decided that he didn't want to play like that, and he wasted everybody's time. And now you want to be quote unquote shocked because there's actually young guys on this team who can play, and it makes you look bad because in reality, I think that, which I've said before, I said that everything he tried to do hasn't worked. And it's the opposite of everything that Tibbs has tried to do this year that has worked. Play Randall less, we look better. Play the kids, we look better. Limit the vets' roles, we play better. Sometimes sometimes the obvious answer is the right answer. And playing the young guys is the right answer. I don't know where Tom Thibodeau is going with this. You're not going anywhere with this. This basically makes you look bad because it makes it seem like you have no idea what you're doing, which is exactly what many people thinking. And I will say the same thing. Don't come out here act like, people don't know what they're talking about when there are plenty of people just like me who watch these teams every night for 2 hours a night, and we aren't the type of people who are gonna just make a little analysis off a box score. Like it's the obvious answer is playing the young guys. I have no idea where you're going with this. He wants to be all mad, sit up there and say, "Oh, people talking trash." This that people talking trash is because the people that talk trash feel like they have a better handle of how the team would win games, than you do. I don't understand this whole nonsense that he's trying to create a divide with social media and the team. 75 games, damn near. It took you to play the young guys, and now the young guys look good, and everybody's asking questions for why didn't you do that before? Because I don't think that Tom Thibodeau had any intention of doing this, but I think that the front office, I think the front office told him, listen, man, you gotta pay these guys more or you're gone. And these guys started playing good, started winning some games, started looking good, and now it looks like it's gonna save his job. I have no idea where Tom Thibodeau is going with this. You really almost made your own bed with your bad decisions. You're lucky that these guys have the energy and the will to try and come out here and beat teams like the Heat the way we did. Because they really shouldn't. They should, like, if they were lesser kids, less motivated, for trying to make an impact on this team, they would have just said, well, it's the Heat anyway. We're not gonna win against these guys. And still, through it all, guys like Obi are finding their way. He still, through it all, and guys like Sims, guys like Grimes, guys like Deuce are finding their way. Even if originally you weren't playing these guys. That's the truth. That this is why Tom Thibodeau is getting all these questions. You weren't playing them. That's why we're asking why, especially the reporters. So how were the reporters wrong? How were the reporters wrong? If what they're asking you is, well, they're playing a lot more than they were before, why weren't they playing? Is that not a fair question to ask? Is that not a fair question to ask? I don't understand Tom Thibodeau's logic here. Because all you're doing is deflecting from the truth, which is that you were wrong. That's the truth. The truth was that you were wrong. And you don't want to admit that, so you're going to make a whole social media story talking about, oh, social media is saying this and that. Social media, all they were doing was stating the obvious. Randall wasn't looking good. The youth needs to play more. If the youth plays more, we play better. And boom, 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 those two things happen, and all of a sudden, now we play better. Now you look bad. You know what I'm saying? Now it looks like you have no idea what you're doing. Which is what a lot of people think. It doesn't matter what you say. That's what a lot of people think. It took him 70 games, 70 plus games, you know, 70 plus games to do stuff like this. And Randall is responsible for Randall. He's a big boy, Like, if you want to come out here and not perform, that's on you. But give the minutes to add somebody else, We're not asking you to be an all-star. We're not competing for championships. We're not even in the play-in. And, guys are sensitive out here, bro. Nah, but like, imagine when you go to a real team. Like, how would you deal with those expectations? Because we're not really a real team right now. We're trying to find a way as being at least a solid playoff contender. You know, I have no idea what Tom Thibodeau was going for, but it pissed me off a little bit because it made me feel like it made me feel like, Tom Thibodeau just doesn't care with what other people say if it's not in line with what he wants to do, even if he's wrong. And he seemed totally wrong in my book. He seemed totally wrong from the beginning. From the beginning, we weren't seeing enough of Deuce. All of a sudden, guys like Deuce and guys like Grimes are the guys that are winning his games. Oh God, circus is what it is sometimes in this team. He had a lot of nerve to say that a lot of guys don't watch the games. A lot of these fans have been watching the Knicks longer than you have coached. You know, the Knicks have been bad for so long. Most of these players weren't even playing competitive basketball. Maybe just about started playing competitive basketball. If you're talking almost 10 some years, 10, 20 years. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. I think he's better than that. I think he's trying to cover his own ass. I think he's trying to maybe cover up for Randall. He's better than that. Don't come out here talking about fans that they don't know what they're talking about, because we're all watching the same game and sometimes the answer is obvious. It's not rocket science, it's basketball. The answers are a lot more obvious than he's willing to admit. But he was just wrong. That's all. You're wrong. You're wrong. You weren't. Everything you've done this year was wrong. All we had to do was the opposite of what you wanted to do, Tibbs, and we win. Or we played better. That's it. That's all that needed to happen. If you don't believe me, look at how we play now. No Randall, no problem. Youth plays, we play better. Team chemistry is better. Ball movement is better. Off ball movement is better. Defense is even better. Defense is a lot better, even though we still don't defend the three good. But you know, crazy, crazy. It took you a whole season, really out of necessity. I don't even think he wanted to. He needed to do it because of the injuries. And now that you're at a point where these rookies have played better than you had hoped, I believe it's at hoped. You know, rookies are playing better than you had hoped. Now you got to play them because people are going to ask why you're not playing them if they were winning before. If you can take out a number one seed without your star player, quote unquote, that should give you some question marks, especially the guys. These are guys that you weren't playing, and now you're beating a number one seed in the East. Tell me, guys. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. Tom Thibodeau with a weird press conference, bro. Weird press conference because you weren't looking that good. It's these young guys that are making you look good right now. Just remember that, man. These young guys are making you look good. Sure as hell wasn't your veteran guys. Half of these guys are injured or just are not able to play at the level that we needed them to play. That's it. Tom Thibodeau, that was a disappointing press conference, man. That was a disappointing press conference. I think he's not a bad coach, but he just no idea how to instill his philosophies in the team. It's always outdated with him. But it's your boy Don, man. Like, comment, rate, subscribe, and enjoy these videos. If you have a young team, you have to instill a young philosophy. You can't have old school philosophies with a young team. It doesn't work. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy. But I'm out, man. Peace. I'm out.